So I wanted to speak on episode 20, Sunday night's episode. This is not the episode I was looking most forward to this week, since we have the whole neighbor's house and Zingbot coming in. Seems like a good portion of this episode was trying to fill in those empty spaces that we didn't get in the last episode, so we understand the whole story with Kevin, Day, and David voting to keep Ian, and then everyone else voting to get rid of Ian, and blah blah blah. At least I got to see Ian in the recap. Miss him so much. I was just looking now at some updates from the feeds, and apparently Cody and Nicole were like, the backyard's not the same without Ian on the swing. And yeah, we all feel the same way too. Or maybe I'm just speaking for myself. I'm over seeing Nicole whining and crying over having to vote out Ian, and yeah, everybody has her clocked on Twitter with all the clips of her pretending and acting, all that, and she just is more concerned with getting the good edit rather than how she comes off in the feeds. And well, I don't know, I think she should be concerned about what's going on in the feeds, because she could very well lose more sponsors. She's just not coming off well at all. Even on the edit, the whole crying bit, even if you're a casual watcher and you know nothing about the feeds, I imagine that you're still kind of like, what? So I guess it was true. Last person in the intro never wins. Ian was the last person, or is the last person in the intro, and he's been evicted. I feel for David. I know he kind of brought this on himself since he's been lying and all over the place and very clueless. So I understand why Day and Kevin do not trust him, but I still feel bad because he did vote their way and it created all this drama. We did see a bit of it. I think feeds were cut when this was going on, but comments have been made referencing it. Dani mentions wanting to lay low. That's why she didn't want to play in the HOH, and that's why she didn't use her power. And it's like, Dani, I don't think it's possible for you to really lay low. You are on people's radars. Putting Tyler on the block and not getting rid of him, I think we will see the repercussions from that. But she can't lay low. Like, the guys are ready to go for her. So Enzo and Nicole really bad at this HOH comp. This HOH comp must have been done pretty quickly because Memphis was phenomenal at it. I'm guessing he had to buzz in again to make the puzzle tighter because it was all a little loose. But I guess working on puzzles with your kid really turned out to be beneficial for his game. From what I have been seeing on the updates, this HOH reign is also a mess. So yeah, Memphis, I think we saw the end of this episode when he was telling David not to win the veto, and Memphis has this plan to backdoor him. His target was still David, you know, but he's probably gonna have to end up settling for Day because Tyler won the veto, doesn't want to use it, and the people in his alliance don't really want to go for David. I think Tyler and Cody don't want to do it, and meanwhile Nicole and Dani don't want to send Day home, so there's a bit of a clash going on there. But of course it falls on Dani and Nicole that they're not loyal to the alliance, that they want to keep Day and they're not listening to the alliance, yet you know Tyler doesn't want to use the veto when Memphis says he wants to use the veto. So yeah, it's a mess. David also wasn't bad at this competition. He was pretty good at the puzzles, so was Tyler. It's funny, we haven't seen Memphis in weeks and then he pops up again to win an HOH comp. He really was laying low. So I did notice there was a close-up of Danielle Reyes and the little devil horns. I was like, could Danielle possibly be the neighbor? I don't know. I'm probably looking too much into it and getting too excited. I really don't like seeing Day cry. I feel really bad. She's in for a surprise when she gets out of this house and this whole game is over and she sees that Nicole Blader again. David did I guess, figure out Nicole and Danny's plan about pitting the votes, but I don't think that will do anything because nobody believes him. And then there's Kevin saying there's 5% chance of that. His mind is gonna be blown when he's done with the season because his reads versus what is actually going on are very different. Seeing Christmas and Cody be so upset about being have-nots is like, wow guys, like you've been getting everything you want and now you're a have-not and you're so upset. They're just, this big alliance is just so used to being in power and getting their way. That whole little balcony scene with Christmas overhearing Day and Kevin's conversation was actually really funny. I like that they included that. That was really enjoyable, and I didn't know that happened. But that close-up, yeah. Watching Nicole fall out of the tub was also really funny. Apparently this happened like a week ago when they got booze, and yeah, it was like Christmas gave out her helping hand and it wasn't so much of a help. Nicole still toppled over. So yeah, ready to see how the rest of this week plays out. Obviously, I think it's still going to be a day elimination, unfortunately. It's like whoever I like goes home. It sucks. But I'm ready for Zingbot. I'm ready for Zingbot to be sassy to these people, and I'm ready to find out who the neighbor is. So yeah, let me know in the comments your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe.